I hope that everybody is experiencing increased simcha as we turn the corner towards the holy day of Purim. Reb Simcha ben Reb Shischa was once learning with his primary Talmidim, and it reached the time for Maariv. So they each went off in their own separate way to daven. The youngest member of the group, the future Alexander Rebbe, said, "Wow, what an opportunity for me to see how some of the masters daven." And he went to spy on the Chidushei Harim, the Ger Rebbe. And he saw in trademark Ger style, the Chidushei Harim was jumping and dancing and clapping and running with full enthusiasm. He's talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He was excited. And the Alexander Rebbe said, "Wow, I'll never reach a level of fervor and passion like that. I should not even try." And he went to spy on the Kutzker, and the Kutzker just the opposite. The Kutzker was straight as a stick, didn't move, didn't flinch, no emotion. And this was classic Kutz style, that if we're talking to the Borei Olam, who's in another world, so I can't be part of this world. And any sound, any movement means that I'm part of this world. So I need to have my body straight and focused so that I could genuinely be talking to Hashem. And the Alexander Rebbe said to himself, "Wow, I'll never have focus like that. That's not for me either." And despondent, the Alexander Rebbe went into the corner to cry. "I can't do it like the Chidushei Harim. I can't do it like the Kutzker. What am I supposed to do? If I can't do it like the masters, then how am I supposed to relate to the creator of the world?" And he cried and he cried. When they reconvened, Reb Simcha Bunim said, "Wow, Chidushei Harim, unbelievable davening, so strong, so powerful, unbelievable job. You shook the heavens with your mighty tefillah." And then he turned to the Kutzker and he says, "Wow, Kutzker, wow, very focused. You pierced right into the inner sanctum of the heavens as well. Very, very strong tefillah. But the best tefillah of them all, the one that HaKadosh Baruch Hu liked better than any of the others, Alexander, was yours. Because yours came from the heart. Not as an imitation of somebody else, but from the depths of your being to want to relate to the creator of the world." That genuineness, that authenticity, that's what Hashem wants. In this week's Parsha, which is primarily about the clothing of the Kohen, the Torah interestingly starts with two psukim about lighting the menorah. Why? What do these psukim have to do with anything? So perhaps we could suggest, because one might think that the way of Hashem is not to dress in a dignified manner. We should be humble, we shouldn't be showy, we shouldn't garner attention, we should wear plain clothing, simple clothing. But the Torah tells us just the opposite. No. When people look at the Kohen Gadol, when people look at the Mishkan, they need to see the gold and the beauty. They need to see the dignity, because they need to know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is amazing, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is huge, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is dignified, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the paradigm of respect, and that's the way that we need to act, and that's the way that we need to dress. But if we do that, sometimes that opens the door to maybe being haughty, to maybe being over-dignified, maybe thinking too much of ourselves. So the Torah says, light the menorah. The only thing that's the only thing that's tamid is only the Borei Olam. And to reach levels of Borei Olam, so we need purity. Maybe that's why the Torah stresses. We need shemen zayizach. We need pure olive oil. How do you get pure? If it's coming from the depths of who I am, if it's authentic to the identity of the person of who I am, I'm not trying to copy somebody else. So then I could lahalos ner tamid. So then I could bring HaKadosh Baruch Hu's or to the world. And even though in terms of physicality, it might be dignified, but the essence of who I am, before we talk about the Big Day Kahuna, the Torah is stressing to us, be zach, be pure. And if we're pure, if the flame of the menorah is coming from a source that is pure, so then it's possible for that to be tamid, that could be eternal, that could be like kudsha brichu. It could be also that this is specifically why this parsha is the one that Moshe has his name removed. Because the Torah is telling us that yes, we're focused on Aaron, and yes, we're focused on the Chavod Sefaras. But we shouldn't forget that Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe our teacher, is showing us that the key factor is not to run from dignity, not to run from respectability, not to dress like majesty. That's not the ikr. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. Rather, we could have dignified dress and dignified manner, and at the same time, va'ata. And at the same time, it's not about me, it's not about my name, it's still about the humility. If we're emulating Kudsha Brichu with Lahalos Ner Tamid, because we brought that out via our purity, our authenticity, and if we're emulating Moshe and it's not about me and my name, it's about my brother, I want to give him the focus, I want to give him the glory, and it's this Parsha that doesn't have Moshe's name, it's this Parsha that stresses Moshe's humility, so then we could represent the royalty, the majesty of Kudsha Brichu and of Avodas Hashem in this world, and at the same time be humble. Yiratzon of Avinu Shebashamayim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu should help us realize how we could balance a show of dignity, but at the same time have humility. Have a great Shabbos.